What's going on, everybody? Gundam Flexing here, back at you with a review of the high-grade Gundam The Origin YMS-07B-0 Prototype Gouf Tactical Demonstrator. But as always, before we go into the review of the model, let's go over all the leftovers. Grab this guy, and to the side, going through the PC runner, right here, we can see several leftovers. A lot of the 10s you don't use, the 11s, your 3 leftovers. They got the standard joint piece for one of those old high-grade models for the head. We have the left and right, I believe these goes into the shoulder joints. Can't remember, but they're extra as well. And you have extra ones right here. So here we go. It's quite a bit left over, and especially considering that you don't even use the 9s here. So there it is. That's one. Here is D1 runner, and here we have this goes into the arms, part of the I believe top and bottom of the arms. Got an extra piece here. What else do we have? You don't use this piece at all. You have an extra piece that goes for the leg. It sort of connects your allows the additional movement of the not torso, but of the legs movement forward and backwards. Extra backpack parts. I believe these are also for the backpacks. I'm not sure. I think it is. And this piece here, 24, we do not use. I can't remember what this piece goes, so I think it's part of the upper arm. But yes, you have all these additional pieces just in case you lose them, but highly doubt it. And then we look at the D2 piece. Again, you have the arm, part of the exoskeleton in the arm that connects the upper and bottom. Again, you have another joint piece, and that is it. What I chose to use on this specific one is the mono eye. In regards to the mono eye, is I used the transparent pink and with the white color in the center. Now, that being said, I did not use this mono eye, the traditional solid pink one. So this is just extra, maybe for my future Zaku's. And again, what I really like about these transparent decals here is that Bandai usually gives you more than enough and some special candy here and there. So again, we talked about the mono eye. I only used one, so you really have 2 left over, the solid pink and this kind of style where it is white in the center. You don't really use, per the instructions, the Xeon emblem, so that's an extra piece which will be really handy in your future Xeon builds. And you have, I believe this is Ramba Ral's, maybe his house emblem or his family emblem, because I say that because I've never seen it, but it has an R in the center and it's a shield, sort of like those Shriver's Knights. So that's an extra one. Don't know where to put it yet. And you have 2 additional ones right here, and there also are. They also both say R, and I don't know where to put them, but you know, use it sometimes. Of course, you have number 27, the lining for the legs. You have number 26, the lining for the forearms, and then you have an extra number 22, which goes to the lining of the skirts, or the skirt of the legs, up near the knees. You'll see it soon. Yep, that's it. For most part, you will use a lot of the decals, but again, the candy pieces, the extra eye candy is, I haven't used them. Now, in terms of his weapon system, aside from the one that's already on the kit, you have 2 battle axes, same size, one of these standard Zaku battle axes. One comes with the connector piece here, so you can put it on its rear skirt or on the side skirt. The other one does not, so it'll have to be placed in the hand, if you choose to use both. Other one is another weapon system is the bullwhip. Here it is. It's quite long in length. Of course, you will have to bend it in places, but I don't feel comfortable bending it yet. I don't know how I'm going to pose this specific model, if he's even going to have the bullwhip. And this one specifically will go into one of his one of his arms, not arms, but one of his default hands. And again, I'm not comfortable bending it yet until I know a specific shape I want. I don't want to keep bending this because it is plastic and eventually it will warp and perhaps even snap in half. But yep, this is another weapon system. In regards to his additional limbs, we have 3 hands that I haven't used yet. We have the left open hand, right there, so it's open hand. We have the right closed fist, open fist, I'm sorry. There it is, darker shade. And then we have the right open hand. Again, it's a darker shade of blue. Again, about the hands, here's another moddable piece that I just chose not to utilize. Pretty much when we go over the kit, you'll see that it'll replace the hands and you just pretty much slide it up on there, and then you could attach the whip as such if you wanted to. That's it. Now to the Gouf itself. Here it is. Here it is. Boom. And these decals really make the model stick out even farther. We look at the head. Again, we could tell that I used the, well, you could barely tell, but it is the transparent pink with the white dot in the center. We have his fin, which also has racing stripes almost across for the decals. He has decals on both sides of his eyes, one in the center of his mouth, and none in the back. Now, in regards to his head movement, it's not very maneuverable, so you want to be delicate, you want to be gentle, don't snap the fin. We look at his chest. Again, we have decals on the up farther side of his chest, here on the corners, top corners, the bottom corners, the center, and the 2 ones pretty much would generally be under his nipples. What I also like about this kit is it comes with a cockpit right there. So it is transparent orange and it's nothing really inside, no pilot, nothing like that. But it is pretty cool that there's this concept to have the cockpit with the transparent windows. If we go to his back, we have his backpack, and that's a very simple backpack with one decal in the very center and a lining decal at the bottom. With this backpack, it's going to connect to the pipes all the way down to his skirt. Same concept with the face. You have the piping connecting from his mouth all the way to the back. It's just like a Zaku, except this one, unlike a Zaku, is more of a downwards, whereas Zaku is on the side. And as everyone knows with the Gouf, his spikes on his shoulders is very particular, so it's not like the Zaku's where it sticks straight out. This one comes out at the devil horns bend. And you have decals that goes at the base of the lining, so decals on all the spikes. So the forward spikes here comes with the white lining, what I like to refer to as like the racing stripes. And the same thing at the back, you have white stripes with decals. And of course you got the smaller decals, which just goes on the bottom here where my thumbs are, on the front and back. Now in this particular one, we also have the number 31 decal on the side. These decals stay on pretty well. From my experience with the Rio Grade RX-78, I know that for some odd reason my decals on that model just keeps peeling off. If not completely off, the sides and the corners often bend back, and I don't like it. But this one, the decals, so far it's been on for about a day and it's still on, it's still good. In regards to his shield, here is his shield. It is a two-piece part. We have the light blue and then the dark blue as a base. We have decals on the bottom, the decals here, number 31, and decals again on the top. His shield connects to the side of his left arm, via here, and you just connect it through the piping. So what I like about his arms, about his weapon modification for his arms, let's use the right side as an example. So here I installed the little spike right here, but again, you could take that out and install the bullwhip instead. But like I said before, I'm not really comfortable about bending the bullwhip until I know what kind of position I want him to be in. All over his arms there's decals, they got the lining, and what I also like about this lining, you did not capture that on the camera, but what I like about this, for example, for his right arm has this little pipe bend here, but also comes with attachments. So here, where the grays are, here and back here are essentially clamps that would clamp down onto the hand. So you would have to use something like maybe your hobby knife to unclamp it. But I like the concept because it pretty much makes it attachable and detachable. Same thing with the left side of his arm, and unlike the right side, the left side has cannon fingers right here, and again we have the decals that go around the cannons. And again, we have the latches here, here, and underneath the shield. Boom. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's underneath the shield. Same concept. You could use a hobby knife to unclamp it, and then you could pull it out. And if you that's the way if you wanted to do some sort of modification. I really like that concept. I think it's unique. It adds on to more of the mechanism to this kit. We look at his skirt. His skirt does have decals. Again, the square minor decals and one on the back. This is where his axe would go. But the skirt maneuverability, again, it's limited by the piping system of the Gouf, so don't expect much there. But remember when we went over the unboxing, it talked about how the legs could move forward, back and forth much better in order for you to have like better leg posing. Gives you a greater wide degree of bending and maneuverability. His legs has a lot of decals, so decals here, all over the kneecaps, even the bottom. Again, feet we have number 31, number 31. The back has the dotted lines for decals on the back of his thighs, and his back knees has 2 smaller decals, and there are also racing stripe decals on the side of his knees. So right there we see top and bottom. Those comes in 2 pieces for inside and the outside of the kit. And of course with most of the Zaku's or Zaku variants, there are piping systems from the side of his legs. Woo, that's a lot to say. In terms of posing, I think this kit offers a lot in terms of posing. A lot, because you have a lot of weapon systems. You have the axe, you have the bullwhip, you have the little spike. You have different maneuverability, different choices in regards to his weapon system in his hands. You could have the cannons. You could again utilize this type of component, or you could go back to and install the hands that I just went over. This kit took roughly around 3 hours to include the sanding and to include the decals. But again, I really think you do yourself justice if you really place the decals on these things. I think that's it. I think that is it in regards to what I want to cover on the Gouf. But as always, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, post them down in the video below and I'll try to get to them. As always, appreciate y'all and peace out.